Are you wondering why the seller did not accept your offer to buy their house? Well, join me for an episode today of Tanya Talks, where we talk about 5 reasons that may be the reason your offer was not accepted. So let's think about that. In today's environment, we are seeing a lot of multiple offers. And the reason being is we've got a very low supply. We do not have a lot of houses available for sale right now. So we're saying it's a low inventory. And we have a huge or a high demand with buyers. Every one of us that are stuck in our houses, quarantined, us, the kids, we're working from home, they're schooling from home. It is a lot of at-home time, right? So because of that, there's a lot of pent-up buyer demand, whereas they weren't comfortable for a while, for many months, to go out there and search for houses and make the move. Now people are beyond over it, and they realize, this virtual working, this virtual schooling is actually okay. So what can we do to make our environment more conducive for our family? And I think a lot of us are realizing we need that one extra room, or we need the pool in the backyard. Whatever the reason may be, there are things that buyers want right now. So we're experiencing those multiple offers. So my goal for you is me using these social platforms to be able to get the message out there and help educate you as a buyer and as a seller, so that whenever you're ready to make a move, you can come back to these tips and really be armed and ready to move forward. Okay, so number one of the top reasons why a seller may not have accepted your offer to buy their home is you didn't do the research. Always, always, always ask your agent to reach out to the listing agent and see what's most important to the seller. Is it price? Is it timing? Is it being able to sell their house as is and not have to do any of the repairs? What is really important? You can consider maybe even, if the seller needs a little more time, closing on the date that you want, but offering to lease it back to them for 2 weeks. Now there's a lot of different things that can go into it, but just think about what's really important to the seller. So do your research. Number 2, you raised a lot of red flags from the get-go. So you came in with a great offer, but you literally nickeled and dined them with every little item that you want. In addition to the termite bond, the home warranty, now you want them to throw in the wine fridge, which it clearly states on the seller's disclosure that they were not leaving. Oh, and you want them to leave their grandmother's chandelier that they already said was a personal item that they were going to remove and replace with a like-kind light fixture before they moved out. Don't start asking the seller for things that are going to clog up the whole thing. Don't start adding a lot of long and ridiculous contingencies. If you've got a house to sell, this is not the time to make this purchase contingent on selling your house. This is the time to make your offer as clean as possible, okay? Get over it. The wine fridge is not coming. You can always add that later. Their patio furniture is going with them. It's not part of the sale of the house. You can get your own. Wayfair.com will even deliver it to your house. So let's just look for other things to keep your offer clean. Don't raise those red flags from the beginning. Number 3, you didn't offer your highest and best from the first time you submitted your offer. So right now, there's a lot of buyers that think, oh, I'm going to get the COVID discount. There is no such thing as a COVID discount right now. These home prices are strong. You may have noticed it. Our rates are extremely low right now. This is a fantastic time to buy. So if you think that you're going to come in and get a discount, this is not the time. If you love this house, and it is truly like what we call a cream puff house, it is a 10 out of 10. It has nothing to do that it is literally in pristine condition. This is not the time for you to submit an offer that's low, thinking that you're just going to wait for the seller to counter. We don't have time for that. This is something you want to put your best foot forward and think about what the maximum amount is that you're willing to pay. A lot of times agents are not going to come back when they get multiple offers. They're just going to say, we'll just take the best one. They don't always come back and say, hey, we've got multiple offers. Everybody submit your highest and best, and you get an opportunity to revamp your original offer. We don't always have that opportunity. So wouldn't you hate to lose the house that you really, really wanted because you didn't come in with $5,000 extra that you could have spent and offered that seller? So think about it. Do the research up front. Ask your agent to kind of pull the comparables for that neighborhood and see what the most amount is that you feel comfortable offering, that you think the neighborhood would substantiate, that it would appraise for, but also what you're willing to pay for, what your comfort level is. Because other offers may come in that are 10, 20,000 over that. You just may not be comfortable with that. I've had 2 clients that have decided they weren't comfortable paying over what they felt it was worth. A house is only going to sell for what the buyer thinks it's worth and willing to offer and what the seller is willing to accept. So let's keep that in mind. Come out with your best foot forward in the best offer. Number 4, your earnest money just wasn't enough. So earnest money is what we put down when we're buying a house to show the sellers, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm really interested in your house. It shows good faith that you're vetted. You are really interested. You're in it for the long haul. So what we need to do is, in the standard here in Georgia, at least in Roswell, is about 1%. But a couple of years ago, when they changed the laws in the contract that says that the seller's main and only course to go after a buyer if they no longer continue with the contract and they back out after due diligence is the amount of earnest money. So we have started asking for up to 3% instead of just the 1% as kind of the standard when we're representing a seller. So if you're a buyer and you really love the house and you know you're going up against multiple offers, because the chances are if you love the house, so do 8 other buyers. So why not offer the seller more earnest money so they know that you are really serious. You are serious buyers and you've got the funds. It's not extra money. That's just money that comes off of the total amount you need to bring to the closing table. So think about the earnest money and how that could be really attractive to a seller to really position your offer over some of the competitors. Now, number 4, let's say you gave them a 3 or a 4 hour turnaround time to respond to your offer. You know, a lot of these sellers have lives too. They're crazy busy. Just getting their house ready to put on the market was crazy. And they're having to leave the house all the time, gather the kids, get the dogs, whatever the cases may be. They're doing a lot to make this house available for you to go and see and all of the other buyers that are interested. Give them some time. Give them the 24 hours that they deserve to think about your offer, to look at the other offers, and to really let those other buyers in. I know that our goal is to try to get it locked up before any other buyers have the chance, but if the seller is listing the house and they've only had 1 buyer through and they've got appointments set for 5 other that same day, they're going to want to let those other buyers get a chance to go through because they want to see if they can sell it for more money too. So you've got to think about that. And if you're showing that you're flexible and you're giving them 24 hours, that really goes a long way for a seller. So I just want to recap. One of the things that we want to make sure we do is do your research up front. Make sure you know what's important to the seller. Number 2, don't raise all those red flags at the beginning. Clean offer. Not a lot of contingencies. Don't ask for all the wine fridge and chandeliers and patio furniture and their firstborn. Number 3, you didn't offer your highest and best from the beginning. Think about what you're willing to offer and just come out of the gate. There's a lot of buyers fighting for the same houses right now, so don't make that mistake and lose it just over a few $1,000s because you think you're going to get a COVID discount. There is no such thing right now. Number 4, your earnest money was too low. Think about offering more so your offer is more attractive to the seller and they see you're a serious buyer. And number 5, you gave them a short turnaround. Don't be that buyer. Don't be that buyer. See what you can do to make your offer as accommodating as possible to those sellers that shows that you're flexible, that shows that you're serious, and that shows that you're taking their